I like the color. I'm going to stick with this. I have it on sunlight right now.
Shiz.
I'm going to stick with this color. It's kind of cool.
Shiz.
Everything looking all red. Let's see. Sorry, folks. Let me just get my fingers in the right place. Okay, there we go. Just chilling right now. This is the first video of today, Sunday. I have no idea what the date is. I am headed inside right now. Did a little bit of shopping. I got a couple of grocery bags, and I'm headed in right now to our room, the Extended Stay America, formerly known as Homestead. I am approaching my room right now, which is right upstairs. Peace out. See you Monday morning.
Shiz.
The world. And again, I don't have it for all we're looking for.
Shiz.
Monday morning, early, going to work. I probably got 25% of my vlog done from last week. I'm still working on it, but I think it's going to be a cool little vlog. This time around, there's a lot of things I have to say. Of course, by this time you already seen it, but I just saying, you know, a little chilly, but not too cold. Not bad at all. And I think that's it. Ugh. Hey, Compass. How you doing today? Nice morning. Glad it's not too cold. You know, it's only cold, really, when it's windy. Like in Chicago, it could be like 25, 35 degrees, just as long as it wasn't windy. That wind chills will get you. That's the shit that cuts under your skin. It's like, oh! I mean, literally, you hear that slice, like, you know? And that shit cuts right under your skin, and you're like, woo! But as long as the air is still, now, I'll tell you the truth of this. Slightly breezy. I would say like 1 mile per hour winds, but it's probably not even that fast. It's moving just as fast as I am, basically. Oh, man. Headed over to the train station now. There's not really anything new happening in the wonderful world of tech. And as far as I know, there's nothing else new happening. And next month is the end of the world. Okay? In a little over 30 days, we'll be faced with all kinds of hell and tarnation. We might see all kinds of, I don't know, brimstone and fire, earthquakes, tornadoes, more hurricanes. I mean, who knew? Maybe Hurricane Sandy was the end of the world. I don't know. But I think it's an example. I mean, storms are getting worse and worse. They really are. And even if it's not December 21st, 2012, when everything supposedly breaks down, and when the Earth aligns with the center of the galaxy, which supposedly affects every single thing that's happening on the Earth, and the reason why we're experiencing a whole lot more earthquakes and tornadoes, and I mean, I think they said, wasn't it this year they said this was the worst year of tornadoes? And there are a lot of cities that are still experiencing some really weird weather patterns. Last year, it was hotter than ever throughout the year. Even when it got cold, it just did not do the perfect winter like it usually does. And every single year, it seems to be a record-breaking something or another. You know, heat, cold, storm, whatever the case. So who knows what's going to really happen. On December 22nd, 2012, we know for sure that that wasn't the actual date of the end of the world, of course. Of course, if everybody gets raptured right at midnight at December 21st, 2012, then I know I'll still be here because, yeah, I'll be like, oh, shit, I guess that shit was true. Well, I got to make it right then. I always ask the question, though, and here's a question. It's a religious question. I am married to my wife now, and we're total Christians. Let's say if we were. Something happens to me. Let's just say it like that. Let's just put it on me and not on her. All right, so she moves on with her life after about 2 or 3 years of mourning. I know it'll take me 2 or 3 years if I lost my wife. It'll take me at least 2 or 3 years, and I still mourn afterwards. But life goes on. I mean, that's just life for you, okay? People move on. Unless you're old as hell. You notice that old people, when their mates die, they tend to die shortly after. But let's say my wife moves on, and like 5 years later, she meets someone else and gets married to that individual. But before then, she always say, oh, I will see him again in heaven. Oh, okay. All right. But she married somebody else. So am I going to rejoin my wife in heaven? Or is she going to rejoin her new husband in heaven? That is a question that I've always asked, and no one seems to really have a good answer for that. They say, well, she will always rejoin the first husband. So where does it say that in the Bible? So, I mean, it's open-ended question, I guess. You know what? Screw it. It takes a lot of time to edit video. It takes time away from my job, away from my wife, and to try to squeeze in 5-6 hours to go through, 15 hours of video to try to get it down to under 10 minutes. It's not very easy to do. And here's the reason why I say that. I tried a technique on this last vlog, on the last one that you just saw, that's now like an hour and 20 minutes long. At the time of this recording, it has not been made live yet, but it will be made live by Tuesday morning, tomorrow morning, according to my time. And what I tried to do was get everything in order the way I wanted it, and then edit it, and got it down to 1 hour and 30 minutes. Then I started trimming, and I started trimming some more. But I was only able to get it down to 1 hour and 20. And really? Okay, if I was to work on it tonight, that would take time away from my wife. Because I worked on it all day Sunday, and I worked on it some during lunch at work. That's it. Because tonight, I want to spend some time with my wife. Should I spend another 5 hours to try to trim it down to 40 minutes? So here's what I decided to do. I decided not to worry about it from now on. I'm just going to be like, hey, if you don't like it, go somewhere else. This is my vlog, and if you don't like it, get the fuck out. So I'm going to do it the best I can to produce the best video that I can do. That's it. I'll leave it up to you to watch it, skip through it a little bit, however you want to do it. A lot of good things happening, and the reason why I say that is because I'm still alive. I'm happy. I'm still alive. I woke up this morning, breathing. The only thing wrong with me is my ankle. My left ankle still hurts a little bit, but that's it. But I'm very happy. And even though I'm walking long distances now, people have noticed that I'm losing just a little bit of weight. Not a lot, just a little bit. Because I still eat a lot of things that I used to eat. I still do. But walking helps keep it down. When I was driving, imagine eating and not doing anything. Then you blow the hell up. Boop, there you go. You're big, you know? But alright, so as I was saying, and I'm saying, boom, boom. Huh, can I do this? I wonder how this will sound. Okay. I'm a little out of practice. Okay, I don't know how much water spit got on my microphone, and it's probably fucked up right now. Woo! Smells like spit too. Woo! I mean, it's been several years since I done something even close to that. Or shit. Oh. Whew. Yeah, it's been a few years. I used to do that shit every day. So throw down. Be like, I mean, all kinds of shit like that. Hey, man. Ease on down, ease on down, ease on down. Yo, 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 yo. Defying gravity. All these people turning. Okay. Lots of fun, folks. I'll check out for now. Peace. Good morning, Austin, Texas. How's everybody doing? It is nice and chilly, not cold, wonderful sweater weather, not even a breeze, but you can tell the air is stirring a little bit, so it's not stale either. It's just a wonderful morning. It's a wonderful morning for a sunlight, and I have no idea what I'm singing about, so I'm going to stop before I make it worse and sing. Anyway, that was not planned at all, as you can probably tell. Man, really. Woo! But this is a wonderful morning, and I'm just happy. I feel wonderful. I feel positive. I feel strong. And yesterday wasn't a bad day. It really wasn't. And so today, I'm just going to predict that today will be also a good day as well. And what makes it such a wonderful day is that I woke up, found that my video was rendered, took a nice shower, got dressed, left the house, didn't have to put on my jacket, so I stuffed my jacket in my backpack in case it rains or if it does get cold all of a sudden. And I'm now walking in my sweater, and I'm walking slowly. I'm on time, and I don't have to rush. I'm just walking casually down this little empty street, and I feel good. It just feels wonderful that today is going to be a great day. Today is going to be a great day. It's going to be totally gay. In a good way. And it's going to be sounding sweet. And we're not going to miss a beat. Anyway, I'm very bad with rhymes, so please excuse me. And that's the point of this vlog, is to get me out there and seek new life and new civilization, to go where no one or no man or no one has gone before. Star Trek reference. So that's what I mean. I like to explore. I mean, it's like if I see something, I'm like, what's over there? Let me check that out over there. And check out new events, new places. And that's what this vlog is to do, is to help me get out there and do stuff. And show you guys the stuff I'm discovering, the stuff that I'm seeing. You know what I'm saying? That is what this vlog is about. Shiz. Alright, I'm at the train station now, so... Oh, here we go. Shiz. Still don't really see it. Good morning. Alright, so these are the things that I like to fix in my life. And that is to start thinking more positive, to start thinking about wishing for things that I need and want, like better health, to become wiser, to learn more things, learn more about people, stuff like that. My bus is here. All right, so right now I'm waiting for the shuttle bus to get here. But yeah, what I want in life is to be well-to-do, live comfortably, not necessarily be rich. You know, I don't have to be rich to be happy. Just want to be comfortable. And comfortable means not worried about, you know, bills and money's coming in left and right, where, you know, we can live a nice life, eat good food, and go out and do the things that we like to do. And that is, if you ask me, a good way to go. I haven't done this in a while. But that's the kind of life that I like to live, is to be comfortable, to be, you know, healthy, and I like my wife to be the same. So that's one reason why I started Shiz. All right. Kind of easier to do it this way than face it towards me. Try to keep my eyes from crossing. But I got my left lazy eye there. All right. Hello. It is Tuesday night. Tomorrow is my dreadful day. Tomorrow is what most people call the Mondays for me, because it's the middle of the week and it isn't over yet. This week is Thanksgiving. And even though there's a lot to be thankful for, I'm going to be working on Thanksgiving Day, and I will be working on Friday. Which means that my Thanksgiving, most of it, will be at work. Sad to say. I just read an article on, I have this app called SkyGrid on my Android. SkyGrid is a wonderful news application, and I subscribe to a couple of news feeds, which is really good stuff. And one of them was talking about how a lot of children are asking for iPad over Xbox and the Wii U system. Now, I just heard about the Wii U, so I really don't know anything about how Wii U compares in features to the Xbox with Kinect. I have to do some research online to find out what Wii U is about, to see where they're at in the technology. I'm sure it's pretty damn good. I'm not a gamer, so it's not something that I will buy. But it's, you know, it's definitely interesting to see what newer technologies are out there and how much competition is out there, because it's great. All this competition is forcing these companies to come out with newer and advanced things, you know. If it wasn't for Apple, if it wasn't for Google, Microsoft wouldn't got off their ass and improved upon the Windows mobile experience. But a lot of children are asking for tablets. instead of gaming systems. And that's a little change, because what's going to happen is that the sales of the gaming console is going to go down, which I'm happy about. Let me tell you why. I'm happy about the gaming console sales going down, because gaming consoles keeps kids in the living room on the couch playing and exercising their thumbs. At least with the tablet, they can take it anywhere they like. They can walk around with it, and not be stuck. I mean, yes, you can play a tablet on a sofa. You can, sit on your bed and play the tablet, but at least if they're not anchored down to just the sofa in the living room in front of the big screen TV, they can get off their ass, get some exercise, and play with the tablet. And with tablet having gyroscope and and motion detection and all that, you can create some games that will require you to move the tablet around the same way you do with a Kinect. And whatever WII U has that makes it more exciting, or just as exciting as a Xbox with Kinect. Like I said, at this time, I don't know anything about WII U. Okay. Whatever makes it exciting, you could do the same thing on a tablet, because it's got all the motion detection on it, the gyroscope, the digital compass, and just a bunch of great, augmented reality type of stuff. Now, improving upon mobile technology. I think I mentioned this in a MobiCast podcast a couple of years ago when I was doing an audio cast about mobile phones. And I was saying that, we definitely need to invest in mobile technology, which we have. iPhone has done a great job with that. I mean, I have to give it to Apple. Apple has really taken the mobile phone platform to the next level. Even though I bitch about iPhone 5, I had to give it to Apple that if it wasn't for Apple, mobile phones will probably still be in the BlackBerry dark ages. Okay? Where BlackBerry will still be a business marketed phone, and people won't have any interest in any type of consumer-based mobile phones. We'll be playing on Motorola Razr and the Laser. I don't know if you guys remember those phones. Or playing on the Motorola brick phones, the PCD 550s. Yeah, those are some old-ass brick phones. I think they were called a PCD 550. So, yeah, mobile technology has definitely improved a lot. And with the iPhone, and now we got the Android sitting at 4.2, which is a great improvement to the 2.0 series. I have to say, I had every right to bitch about Android before 4.1. But when I saw 4.1 and 4.2 and how it performed and how smooth it was, again, not for me, I was very impressed. Mobile technology has taken us to the next level, where we've taken our business on the road. Kids are able to play games and communicate with their friends on the road. And with advances like Microsoft's Windows 8 or Windows Phone 8, where you have this thing called groups, where you can share photos and text message, instant message each other, and share like a family inside the Windows Mobile environment, that is a great advantage to getting a Windows phone and to keep everybody in the know. But at the same time, kids can get on the phone and have their central portal and locking the phone down so that they don't have access to inappropriate materials. And they can't really change too much of the settings except for, unless you have parental control admin access. Kids these days, they can figure it out. But anyway. So a tablet. Why do kids want a tablet over a gaming console? Because it's cool. Why not? I'm telling you folks, eventually, and I'm not talking about if you do computer-aided design, if you're doing Photoshop or video editing, that the tablet's going to replace that. No. That's not going to happen. Maybe not anytime soon. In the future, probably. But I'm talking about just regular business work, doing analytics and calculations, financing, stocks and whatever, that people do on a regular basis on their job can all be done on a tablet very easily as long as the proprietary software is rewritten for the tablet environment, whether you're using iPhone, Android, or a Microsoft product. It doesn't matter. If businesses went ahead and purchased Microsoft Surface or a Windows 8 tablet for all their employees, you can rewrite the software to work in Metro and not have to pay the $1,000 it will cost to buy Windows 8 Professional. You can just get Windows RT for $500 or $600 and pass that out to everybody. Just rewrite the software to work in the Windows RT environment in Metro or Martin. That's all you got to do. Tablet computers. I know it's kind of noisy because of the freeway here. Highway 138. Lots of cars. But yeah, tablet computers is definitely going to come a long ways. And right now, as we speak, the graphics on the tablet computer is pretty damn good. It's probably 4 or 5 years behind a console computer or even a computer with the best graphic card available. Give it about 5 or 10 years, tablet computers will be, okay, I'll say it like this. Nothing can beat a desktop with a crap load of memory and the best video card ever. Because in 5 years, they're going to come up with an even better tablet. But tablets can only do so much. And so the tablet is always going to be 5 years behind, regular, computers and console computers. In fact, nothing much has really changed in the console computer environment, really. Xbox 360 has always been Xbox 360. The only thing that's been updated is that they added modern UI to the UI of Xbox. Now, the next iteration of Xbox, we have no idea what that's going to be like. And it's going to probably have some features that's going to blow our minds. So, console computers, and I'm talking about like Xbox, WII U, and Sony Platation 4, maybe, right? We could be, right? It's always going to, and of course, computers with the best hardware, it's always going to be years ahead of tablets. And tablets will always be a few years behind. But, right now, as we speak, the graphics on the tablet is phenomenal. It is, wow. And Microsoft Surface has DirectX. So you can pretty much, with the limitation of the processor and RAM that's built into the Microsoft Surface Windows 8 Pro, whatever the specifications are, that tablet will be capable of playing high-tech games. I'm sure it's going to be limited in some form or fashion because it's not going to be equal to a desktop, but it's going to be pretty awesome. On the go. On the go, you can play games like WII, but you can probably play games like Call of Duty, and keep in mind, folks, I'm not a game player, okay? Angry Birds you could definitely play, because it's not really graphic intensive. If your kid wants a Nexus 7 or Nexus 10, or an iPad, or a Microsoft Surface, get them. Get them one. They're going to love it. Because it will be a much better experience than a console system. Because on a console system, yes, they have expanded where you can play back movies and music. There's a lot more things you could do with a console, with an Xbox, to say it like that. And I'm sure with WII U and Sony Platation, than you were able to, let's say, 5 or 6 years ago, where console devices were just simply gaming platforms. They're no longer considered gaming platforms anymore. So what we're looking for is on the go, mobile. Let's improve our mobile technology to the point where we won't need we're still going to need desktops, I know. And we're still going to need, we still want that big screen TV to watch football and to play football on. And that's like a big screen to play Madden on. I mean, shoot, I love playing Madden on a big screen TV. Of course, keep in mind, I'm not really a game player. Damn, it's noisy out here. Yeah, so we're expecting to see all these new technologies pop off. And it's going to be great. It's going to be excellent. It's going to be good for us. And as long as we have Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft competing with each other all the time, coming up with newer and newer technologies. I mean, yeah, we got the Wii U. Great. That was in direct competition with Xbox Connect. I'm sure Sony is going to come out with PlayStation 4, which is going to be in direct competition with Xbox and Wii U. Next year, it's rumored that there's going to be an Xbox 720, or it's going to be called the Xbox 360 Plus. There you go. And it's going to be updated with probably some graphics that we cannot understand. It's probably be holograms and shit dancing around your living room. It's going to be something tight. It's going to be something awesome. All this competition is bringing forth newer and newer technology, improving upon the way of life. And they're making it not just a gaming platform, but as an exercising tool, presentation tool, business, and many other things like that. It's going to help improve everything that we do. Because now, instead of Microsoft creating devices that, okay, we got a separate gaming console, then we have a separate computer, and then the mobile phone is a whole different ball game. We're talking about several different platforms that don't talk to each other. That's the way it used to be. Now they're making it where everything talks to each other. And one thing I like about what Microsoft's doing is that the smart glass technology in SkyDrive, they're making it available for all mobile platforms. So it's not just stuck on Windows Phone. You can get smart glass on your Android and iPhone as well, integrating different mobile technologies. Now, Steve Wozniak said that iTunes should be available on Windows Phone as well as Android. Why not? Don't make it just a feature. I mean, iTunes is not that spectacular to where it needs to just be on iPhone products. Exclusive to iPhone only, iTunes. Really? Open it up. Give it up. They'll still make money off the music and movies that they rent. The music that people can purchase, the movies that you can purchase on iTunes, and the movies that you can rent on iTunes. It opens it up and brings more money to the Apple ecosystem. And open it up a little bit. Why not make the new Apple Maps available for Android and for Windows Phone? Why not? Bing Maps is available on iPhone and Android as well. Why not have Bing Maps, Google Maps, and Apple Maps on your mobile device at one time? Open it up. Make it widely available. Make it to where everybody can talk to each other. And app developers, if you make apps for different mobile devices, make it where that person can download that app, store it in the cloud, do a cloud-based service where all the settings and stored information is also stored on your servers. Charge a little bit for it, especially if it's something that they want to keep. So if they decide to change the platform, they can move it up to a platform that is savable. They can make it work. And it's transferable from one platform to another. App developers, you really need to think about that. And here's how you can do it. A lot of apps are available on a trial basis. So you offer a trial version with ads supported, then you offer a purchasable, one that costs, right? Now, if a person already bought an app through the Android store or Google Play, and they already bought the app for $2.99, and they decide to get a Windows phone. Okay, they buy a Windows phone. Instead of downloading the paid version, they can buy the trial version. Then all they have to do is log in with their username and password, and automatically it will determine, oh, this person's already bought the app, so we're going to make this free for them. And open it up. This is ways you can do it. And then say, hey, we'll give you upgrades for 50 cents. I mean, I'm just trying to give you some ideas here of and how you can still make money at the same time, make yourself more available to everybody who wants to do different things. Let's bring mobile technology to the forefront because kids are asking for it, and they are our future. I almost got tongue twisted there. They are our future. And let's entertain them with that future. Because the future is mobile technology. Pretty soon, cars will be driving themselves. And that's probably going to be within the next 10 years. So by the time your kids get older to drive, they're not going to be driving anymore. Instead, they can tell the car to drive, and they can get on their mobile devices and take care of business. Read their emails, log on to their systems by way of VPN, or it'll probably be cloud-based by then, so they can log into it cloud-based way, and then start working, accessing all their financial documents or whatever it is that they do. Because, I work in IT, but if I had a tablet with proprietary software that's designed in the modern environment, I should be able to work in it. And why not also, here's something else, developers. If you develop software for your company that's proprietary, design a product that will work in Windows 7 until Windows 7 is no more. And in the next 10 years, the desktop will be gone. And I don't mean the desktop computer. I'm talking about the desktop OS. Design your apps to work in modern UI. That same executive exe file can also install the version for Windows 7. But if they have Windows 8, there's no reason why they need to go into the desktop mode in order to work it. There's no reason at all. Because they can do everything in Metro or modern. Windows 8 UI, whatever Microsoft's calling it these days. That is what I'm talking about. But app developers also design your apps to work in native Macintosh mode. There are a lot of Apple fans out there. There are a lot of Apple users. And what they have to use is Parallels or a PC emulator of some sort, or they have to use remote desktop of some sort, where they remotely connect to a Windows computer in order to access the proprietary software. Instead of doing that, why not also develop your proprietary apps for Mac? But better yet, if it's not an intensive app, design your app in HTML5. Therefore, you don't have to worry about it no matter which platform they run it on. Windows Phone, Android, Chrome OS, Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 9, Windows 10, Windows Phone 8, Windows Phone 9, Windows Phone 10, Android 4.0, 4.5.0, 6.0, iPad, iPhone, iPod. It doesn't matter if that device is capable of rendering in HTML5 and possibly HTML6, which has not been released yet. Probably not for another couple of years. But I'm sure they're working on it in the background, Then you don't have to worry about it anymore. Make your app HTML5. Don't use Java. Don't use Flash. HTML5. Your apps. Then it won't matter which device or platform it runs on. So they could be desktop, mobile, or mobile phone. It will work no matter what. Because most devices made today are capable of running HTML5. Do it. There's no point of using Java anymore. That is old. Redo your apps. Because if your apps are running through a database, it is easy to change the interface. You just gotta make it HTML5 compatible. You don't need to have that Java-based application anymore, or Flash-based, or any of that crap. No Java, no Flash. It is a browser built-in function. No having to do any troubleshooting because there's nothing to install. It comes with the browser. But if you have a Java-based application, you got to troubleshoot that every once in a while for people. Forget all that. Don't worry about all that anymore. HTML5, all your apps in the corporate environment. And then you have nothing to worry about. All you got to worry about is maintaining the database and the web server that hosts the HTML5 website. In fact, you can HTML5 your website into an app. So they can launch a little icon on the desktop or tile or screen, touch screen, and launch the website that can run internally on the hard drive. So that everything is run internally, and the only thing the app does is retrieve data from the database. Too easy, right? Haven't seen my girls come by here in a long time. I wonder if it's school break. It could be, but it's only Thanksgiving. Usually, school break is 2 or 3 weeks before Christmas. So, or it's probably the end of the season. Cross country is probably done with. I wonder if they won. Not sure how competition of cross country works, but it was nice to see something really nice running down the street here. I mean, they will run from way up there. In fact, UT is like way up the street here, and they will run straight down the street all the way down and then make a left right there. And so it was nice to see. It was a nice, young girls, I'm not going to ever date any of them because they're too damn young, but hey, what can you say? I think since I've been standing here, I've been shitted on and peed on. Ton of birds. Probably should have used a different filter. I got on daylight, but this is too dark for daylight. Okay, that looks better. And the funny thing is, it's not cloudy, but that is a better picture quality there. I haven't decided what I'm going to use for a picture for this week. It is Wednesday night. I just found out today that I don't have to work tomorrow or Friday. So I actually get a 4-day weekend. But let me tell you guys something. This is the very, very, very first 4-day weekend I've had since the Army. Now let's talk about Thanksgiving for a second. And that's one thing I'm not a connoisseur of history. I'm not an expert with history at all, okay? Not even a little bit. But I do have interest in history. It's just like someone who has an interest in cooking doesn't make them a chef. They just have an interest in cooking, okay? I have an interest in history, and I do like to learn a few little history facts. And I do pay attention to a lot of history that's been told, that we've been told pretty much most of our school age, most of our history lessons, we're told a lot of incorrect facts about Thanksgiving, and other holidays that are related to American history. And we were all told in school to make the story all nice and pretty that the cowboys, or not the cowboys and the Indians, but, oh shoot, I made it here before my bus got here. I'm going to get home a little bit earlier today. Hey, my bus is coming, so that is out of sight. Dynamite. Awesome. That is so awesome. Microsoft opened up a new store called the Windows Store. The Pelia Windows Store. All right, Windows and Doors, if that's what it is. That's the store right over here, behind that light right there. Okay, and it says Windows Store. I mean, ain't that awesome? Well, it said Windows Store, but come on. It's funny, okay? All right, you're not laughing? All right, that's fine. Thanksgiving. Thanks frickin' giving. Okay, Thanksgiving, as many people say it, is a day for thanks. It's to say thank you for everything that is going good in your life. And then Christmas, okay, so, and this is how it is supposed to work, and this is how the merchants, the people who sell stuff to you, that you spend a lot of money on. Thanksgiving is a day that you give. Christmas is a day that you receive. But you need to do both in order to, get both, right? Because you need to buy it and then sell. But Thanksgiving is also a day where you give thanks to people and things in life, in God, Jehovah, Allah, Jesus, Yahweh, whatever the Mormons thank God to, Jesus, I guess. Everybody that is a day that you're supposed to do that, according to what they say. Now, it's another thing is to celebrate the days that the Pilgrims and the Indians sat down and have turkey dinner with pumpkin pie. Okay, but we're learning little by little, and there isn't really any historical documents that actually told the actual story, except for one document that was written by a person who was actually there. There's only one short document that actually talks about what happened on the day when the Pilgrims ate a feast. And it wasn't really, but here's the thing though. One thing that makes this whole thing false is the fact that where did the turkey come from? Well, we all know the birds and the bees story, but I'm talking about where did the mythology of using turkeys to represent Thanksgiving. All we know is that they went out, the Pilgrims, they went out and shot some fowl. And that's what the document says. That morning, or that day, before they ate, they went out, shot some fowl. And then the Indians were like, what the hell is that noise? They never heard the sound of, popping and, firework type noise, gunshots, cannons and all that stuff. And, but here's another thing too, that we really don't know what really happened because it wasn't well documented. Were the Pilgrims shooting to shoot down fowl, or were they shooting to show aggression, to show strength? Because the Pilgrims knew they were outnumbered 2-1. They knew that. They knew they were outnumbered, not outgunned, but outnumbered. And so they had to show some type of aggression in order to show some strength in their ranks. The Indians didn't buy it, though. They weren't scared. They weren't scared. They were investigating. They were like, what the fuck? But they came upon them. Now, the rest is, the rest is his story, because we really don't know what really happened. There is no any type of documentation that said that I keep saying cowboys, that the Pilgrims and Indians sat down and had dinner together. There is no account of that. There is not any documentation that says that. All we can do is speculate. But whatever happened on that very day was a pivotal mark in our history of America. It had to happen in order for the United States to be where it's at today. Otherwise, this land will still be owned by the Indians. But is that just a bad thing? They had this before we did. So this is the one reason why, and there's a lot of reasons, but I'm not really celebrating Thanksgiving. I don't celebrate Thanksgiving because the Indians lost their land. How the West was won. No, it's more like how the West was lost. It's one thing if the Pilgrims came over here and worked with them, and it was that fantasy story that we all read about in high school, in middle school, and elementary school. That's awesome, right? And all the movies that's been made about Thanksgiving. That is a beautiful story, ain't it? It's a great story. It's a story that you can tell to little kids. Because who wants to tell a little kid that the Pilgrims came over here and slaughtered and they killed all the men, women, and children who were weak, and only kept the ones that were strong. They kept the strong ones. I guess they kept the warriors and stuff like that, and put them to work to build what we have today. Again, it's a pivotal moment in history, because the United States wouldn't be where it's at if it wasn't for slavery of the Indians and blacks, if it wasn't for the hard labor of white, black, and Indians. I mean, this country has a really bad history against Italians, against Mexicans, against the Indians, the natives. They call them Indians, but they're not really Indians, because the Indians live in India. Those are the true Indians. So basically, the natives against whites. White people lost a lot of people here now. You gotta remember that too. But the fact is that they couldn't have come over here and tried to come up with a peaceful way of doing all this. But I guess it had to happen in order for this to be a world power like it is today. Actually, we're losing that battle too. Not everything lasts forever. I mean, that's one thing we all have to know. Microsoft is not made to last forever. Apple's not made to last forever. Hostess is not made to last forever. The United States or Russia is not made to last forever. I mean, that's been proven. United States of America is not made to last forever. We may wake up one day and realize that we got 50 different countries now. Texas is already on that roadmap because they're asking for it. We wake up one day and be like, damn, whoa, okay. Now we got the country of Texas, and we got the country of California, and the country of West Virginia, and the country of New York. All of them be separate countries, territories, lands with boundaries. And I got to pee like a mother. One thing about history is that we really do not know what the exact information is, like what exactly happened. Because history is written in the favor of the person that they support or the group that they support. So, for instance, if history was written by Indians or natives, it will be in favor of them. And if they lost the war, it will be what is called the the conquering of our nation. And the history written by white people, pilgrims, will say something like the victory of America. And so like, you know how the West was won? Well, is it also the West was lost? It's almost like saying half empty, half full. It depends on your interpretation and what you and how you interpret it based upon your experience, your background, your education, and your knowledge. But the only thing about history is there's not really anything to be knowledgeable about. There's only one little document that explains how Thanksgiving came to be. And it wasn't really called Thanksgiving. They didn't know anything about Thanksgiving back then. And then throughout the years, Thanksgiving was played around. In fact, the United States of America did not want to do Thanksgiving. That didn't happen until the 40s, when it became a national holiday. But Thanksgiving was just like Valentine's Day is on the calendar. It was just another day. People still went to work. So, I mean, you have to think about all this, folks. The Macy's Day Parade was only done in competition of another company that was doing the same type of parade in a different state altogether. Of course, Macy's won. But the fact is that, you know, if you don't know all your history, it's really no point in celebrating anything. But the fact is, we don't know our history. We don't. Black folks still don't know where they came from. Because, okay, I'll give you a good example of that. We can say, Asian people can say, yes, I'm Vietnamese, I'm Chinese, I'm Japanese, I am a Taiwanese, I'm Filipino. What do black people say? I'm African. Shut up! Man, I hate motorcycles. All we can say is I'm African. 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 You, baby. I'm African, baby. You know what I'm saying? That's all we can say. We can't say nothing about, oh, I'm from Zimbabwe. I'm from South Africa. I'm from Egypt. I'm from this. I mean, we have, how do we know? It would cost thousands of dollars, thousands, 5 figures or more, to trace your roots all the way back through slavery time and back onto the ships that you came on to figure out the exact country that you came from. Because that's one thing, there are documents of the cargo on those ships. There are documents. But then we don't know how many races we've been through either. Because, yeah, even though you're black here in America, we don't know if we're mixed with native, or if we have a little bit of native Mexican in us. For all we know, I'm probably an Aztec Indian. For all I know. According to my father, I'm mixed with Seminole Indian, but I don't know that. I would need to spend 5 figures in order to figure that out. Have someone figure it out for me. And I'm not talking about going back 50 years, 100 years. I'm talking about going at least 300, 400, 500 years in order to figure that out. We don't know where we came from. That's it. Thanksgiving. What kind of bullshit is that? It doesn't make a sense. I mean, it's bullshit history. And why we're celebrating it? Why? You know, so you got to think about these things. You got to think about it. Now, of course, who doesn't like a big-ass turkey sitting on their table? And all that stuffing and peas and macaroni and cheese and stuffing stuffed into the bird itself. Who doesn't like all that gravy? Oh my God. Pumpkin pie, sweet potato pie, bean pie. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, brothers? Bean pie. You got your cabbage, smoked, simmered in ham hocks. You got your slices of ham. I don't eat pork, but I'm just saying, you know, I remember the days. I mean, shoot, my family ate pork, and they still eat pork till today. They'd rather have pork bacon than turkey bacon. But I'm telling you, man, that we had all that shit. All that food that lasted 7 days, sometimes 2 weeks. And we'll go into the fridge, slice up some of that turkey, warm it up a little bit if we wanted to, and had ourselves a feast for 7 days, making sandwiches and all kinds of different iterations of turkey dinner. Whatever we could make out of something, we made it. Amazing. I miss that. I miss those dinners. It was good. Hey, you know what? Last year, we celebrated Thanksgiving, like everybody else does. We had the turkey, we had the hens, we had those, you know, nice-sized hens. We also had the turkey, and we had slices of turkey for days. I made the mashed potatoes, and I made it fresh too. I sliced them up, smashed them up, threw in some onions and some garlic, and made some mashed potatoes. Man, we were feasting for days. Freshly made mashed potatoes. Then we had candy yams. I cut those fuckers up, had them boiling for a good. So I made the candy yams and the mashed potatoes. Of course, both of them are fattening, a shitload of carbs. In fact, Thanksgiving is nothing but a carb fest. Really, it's nothing but one big carb fest. That's all it is. And that's all you be eating. Oh. That's all you're eating. It's carbs. Nothing but carbs, left and right. Getting all fat for one day. I mean, you could be the most fit person in the world, but on Thanksgiving, your ass is eating. But you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. If you take one day a year, or maybe 2 days, Thanksgiving and Christmas, and you eat your ass off, but the rest of the year, you're on the treadmill, you're running, you're exercising, you're eating nothing but healthy foods from Whole Foods and stuff like that. Okay, hey, so have at it. And there is nothing wrong with food. There is nothing wrong at all with food. So I'm not saying anything bad about food, okay? I love me some food, okay? You guys know that. I love me some food. But I'm just talking about Thanksgiving here. One thing is just that all I like to do is arm myself with the knowledge of the no knowledge. And that's what Thanksgiving is. It's the knowledge of non-knowledge. Because we really don't know the exact events of what happened between the Pilgrims and Indians. All we know is the result today. Because nothing wasn't really well documented back in those days. Things weren't that well documented. And if the Indians were slaved up, and the black people were slaved up, the Africans, then what do you think? Some of us, it's probably mixed with Indian. In fact, I look at some black people, and I'm like, yeah, you're mixed. You got some Indian in you. Because some of them don't look like Africans. They look like African, or Indican. Okay? However you want to combine those words. Okay? Well, I'm chilling right now, and I just have to draw some little information. You know, you come up with your own history, basically. It's all it is his story. It's his story. None of it's fact. You cannot prove otherwise. I cannot prove it. You cannot prove it. There is no proof whatsoever about any of this stuff that I just mentioned. So you believe what you want to believe, and I believe what I want to believe, but my belief is wide open. I keep an open mind because maybe sometime in the future we find some type of document written way back in the days that's going to tell us exactly what happened. Some lost document somewhere, and it's been dated, proven that it was written by a pilgrim, and it's going to tell us the whole story. For all we know, that document's out there somewhere. For all we know, the document is nowhere to be found, or was never written. So, you know, what you gotta do, folks, is keep your mind open. I am taking it there. Yes. It is time for me to explode. It is time for me to let loose in this mother. That's right. It is time for me to show my true colors. It is time for me to go all the way to the end, to hit the finish line, to get the gold medal. Fuck that, I'm turning that shit into platinum. That's right. I'm going to turn gold into platinum, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, look at that shit over there. Now, gold to platinum. Then this is what I'm talking about. This is what I am talking about. We're going to examine a lot of different things in this vlog. Not only is this going to be just a simple geek log, vlog, A-log, P-log, it's also we're going to talk about things that are political. We're going to talk about things that are historical. We're going to talk about things that are truthful. All the fools. We're going to do all the fools. All the fools, because there's a lot of fools out there that are thinking about different fools that are not true. Now, first of all, there are a lot of factors in life where we are taught certain things all of our life, and we believe it's true. Some of us have broken away from those traditions of our family and started to dive into other factions. Like some of us was growing up as Christian and then changed to being Wiccan. You know, and because they're going against what they were taught. But they didn't do it on purpose. They just feel that Wiccan is their best way of life. Why stick to the old? Why? Why stick to what your parents know without you doing any investigation whatsoever, without you studying, without you doing any research? You accept the way of life. And you accept what you were taught without asking questions. Back when I was a Jehovah's Witness, I was brought up in a Jehovah's Witness family. I was taught certain things. But Brother Garoba, who was my mentor, who was also the one of the brothers of the organization, at a Kingdom Hall and on Allen Avenue in Pasadena, California. And anybody who attends that particular Kingdom Hall, well, I don't think you're listening to this vlog. But in case you are, you know the Kingdom Hall I'm talking about if you live in Pasadena, California. At the time, it was brand new, back in 1980. Late 70s, early 80s is when I attended there. And every time something was brought up, I always questioned it. And one of the main questions I've had with the brothers there, anybody who sat with me and taught me, and the main one was Brother Garoba, I asked him this question. I said, Brother Garoba, sir, what happened? What happened when Adam and Eve had his children? Cain and Abel. Cain and Abel, right? We all know this story. Cain killed Abel. I mean, we all know this. It was the first murder in history, according to the Bible. Now, these were the first humans on earth, according to the Bible. God created the heavens and earth within 6 days. On the sixth day, he rested. And then he was like, okay, now I'm going to create some humans in the likeness of me. All right, so we understand that, we don't look just like God. We don't look just like Jehovah, but likeness is the personality of him. But he restricted our knowledge. He restricted our likeness or our awareness of being so-called naked. If that's the case, then why are so many Africans in Africa in so-called what used to be Eden running around naked? Nakedness is not a big thing in Africa. It's like, so what? A woman is running around with her boobs hanging out. It's not a big thing. In fact, think about it. It makes okay, put aside what you know. Open your mind and think about how a woman walking around with her titties hanging out is not a big deal. So what? Africans there saw breasts all day. It was like, oh, whatever. And you saw women breastfeeding. So, okay, it's just a woman just had a baby. All right, it's meant to be breastfed. I can't even talk. Breastfed. Then, of course, some snake who was a puppet of Satan the devil, Lucifer, right? We all know this story. Made the snake talk to Eve and said, how would you like this so-called apple tree? Okay, now, we all know that we don't know the exact fruit of this particular tree. It could have been an orange tree or, pears, who knows? We don't know the exact fruit, but the fruit is like, hey, God told you not to eat this, but it's okay. You can have it anyway. And okay, I understand humans being curious. We were built with that type of mindset to be curious about what is not, or what is the possibilities, which is the best descriptions of what Starfleet is all about in Star Trek. We're curious, so we're going to go out further. We're going to see what's out there. We want to discover new life and new civilization and go where no man, or no one, depending on what generation Star Trek you watch, where no man or no one has gone before. According to Cochrane, that's what he said. And that was from the Enterprise show, when Cochrane mentioned that particular statement. Go where no one has gone before. So, here's what you got to think about, is that Eve partake of this wonderful fruit. She ate it. God got mad because Adam ate it too. And then human civilization blames women for our sin. Several thousands of years later, a man comes down to earth and claims that he is a son of God. A lot of people are like, are you freaking kidding me? None of those other people believed in that stuff, except for Jewish people. Really? And then people were following this dude who they didn't have any proof that he was the son of God. They just believed this man running around talking like he was crazy. I mean, think about this. Just think about it. Okay? Really think about this. And then people believe that Jesus is white. He was in the Middle East. How in the hell is he white? He's probably the same color as Saddam Hussein. Same color as Osama bin Laden. Probably darker, probably lighter, but he definitely wasn't white. And then it describes his ass in the Bible, holy hair and all that stuff. Okay, we can talk about that all day, because then we can go into the fact that the Bible was translated. So we don't know what type of hair he had because it could have been translated wrong. I don't know ancient Hebrew, do you? I don't know ancient Latin, ancient Arabic. So does anybody know what the Bible really says? It's best interpretation, is that right? Oh, then you can say, well, the Word of God helped the translators. No. Do we have any proof of this? Is there any proof? Or do we just go on faith all by itself? And that's what a lot of Christians are saying these days. Okay, we're now coming up with theories about our life here on earth, about our surrounding universe that surrounds us. And it's all theories. None of it's proven. We haven't been out there yet. We don't know what's really out there. Because every time we look in space, we see what happened in the past. Because it takes that long for light to get to us. So we really don't know what's out there. Because all those stars we see out there, half of them are probably gone by now. But let's go back some more. Let's go back. I want to take you back to Cain and Abel. Because I think that's where I started and just started rambling about something else. Cain and Abel. Cain got jealous of Abel because he was offering something to God that was more special. Now, is God that much in vain that he needs something more special? If I came up to God and gave him a feather, he'll be just as happy, or should be. And let's say that my brother who brought a damn goat. But then I think Cain did bring something more, but God favored Abel because Abel had more faith. Isn't that how the Bible goes? Okay. I don't remember exactly what Cain and Abel came up with, but I'm about to get something to eat right now. I'm going to continue this conversation. All right, whatever this thing told me I got low battery, low backed, I have to just continue talking. When it decides to, it will just turn up on its own. It should, excuse me, I'm sorry for burping. It didn't shut itself off. But yeah, let's talk about Cain and Abel. Man, this is the most unbelievable story, and I'm not being facetious. The most unbelievable story I've ever heard in the Bible that I've always questioned, but no one has been able to answer. Cain and Abel were the sons of Adam and Eve, supposedly the first humans on earth, the first Homo sapiens as we know it, the first Homo sapiens, right? Humans, as the Ferengi likes to call them. Now, Cain and Abel, Cain killed Abel. Abel's now dead. Cain went. He was expelled away from Adam and Eve. Where did Cain go? Now, before you continue, open your mind and think about it. Cain supposedly went to a town or a village or a tribe, and the tribe accepted him into their ranks. He met a woman, and supposedly they had a bunch of kids. Cain lived to be over 500 years old or something like that, whatever. Okay, where did Cain go? And where did this tribe, this village come from? What? They were the first humans on earth. So where did Cain go? Can anybody answer that for me? Please do it in the comments below. If you have any knowledge about Bible history, whether you believe it or not, according to biblical history and scientifically and realistically, where did Cain go? And I don't mean like what town he went to or what city and what the name of his wife was and all that stuff. I want to know where did those people come from? Where did Cain go And where do those people come from? Who are the descendants of those people? And who were their parents? And where did they come from? Were these the Homo erectus that were still trumping about the earth before Homo sapiens took over? As far as I understood, two species cannot reproduce with each other. So Homo erectus cannot mate with a Homo sapien. So how was that possible? It doesn't make sense. There are a lot of things in the Bible that just do not make sense. And I really believe it was lost in translation. And I don't mean the movie. I think it was lost in translation. And if the Bible is a true word of God, written by human beings, and you can't say it was written by God. It's the word of God. If you have to say that, it's the word of God written by human beings. It's just like, I'm not a writer. So if someone was to write a book about me, they will write a book through me. Just like the autobiography of Malcolm Shabazz, who is also known as Malcolm X. It wasn't written by Malcolm X, but it was written by someone else through Malcolm Shabazz. Same thing with the autobiography of Martin Luther King, and many other books written in the past. Autobiographies. Those people aren't authors. So God was not an author, and if he was an author, because God is God. He does what he does best, right? But the authors, the people who knew how to write, were the ones that actually took God's word and put it on paper. And it was written in ancient languages that are lost. And we do our best to try to interpret the Bible the best way we can. So I think something was miswritten in the Bible that does not explain where Cain went. And I think that was somehow lost. Or maybe a missing chapter. Maybe we're missing a whole chapter here. No, this is a plane flying over. We're missing a chapter, probably. So if we're missing a chapter, then there's a whole chapter about maybe, Cain, I don't know, slept with his sister. They had children, and 500 years later, their children were the ones that got expelled because they were the descendants of Cain. I don't know. I'm making this stuff up because it seems like to me the Bible's all made up as well. You have to think about this, people. And I'm not saying don't disbelieve your faith. If you got faith in something, believe it. Follow it, believe it, and swear up and down it's the truth. But I tripped. Maybe that's a sign. You think that was a sign? This is I'm walking in the street because there isn't really a sidewalk here. And there's like a little, not a cliff, but like a, uneven side road that I tripped into. And because I'm talking to you guys not paying attention, I kind of tripped into that and accidentally hit the record button. It didn't stop the recording. All right, so probably was a sign. Hey, maybe that was God trying to tell me something like, hey, don't question my word. Do not question me. But I do remember another part of the Bible that says, question me. There is that part of the Bible. One part that says, don't question me. Another part that says, Coca-Cola. And there's another part of the Bible that actually says, Please question me. Ask me. If you're confused or you really need something answered, ask me. And I will help you, guide you to the right answer. Well, I've been asking that question for years. And no one or nothing has ever answered that very question. And that's not the only thing. There's many other parts. I think I hampered on that because as a child, I saw how wrong that part of the Bible was. And I questioned that all my childhood life. Throughout the time I was a witness. And then at some point, the elders of the congregation, that's right, they were called elders. I said brothers before, but they were called elders. The elders of the congregation did not want to deal with me anymore. I don't blame them because I was questioning their faith. But like I said, you don't have to lose your faith. Believe in God, please, if you have to. Believe in God the way you want to believe in it. But here's what I ask of you. Do not believe in God in the way you were taught. Research takes a lot of time. It does. And, family gets in the way, life, you got to work. And I understand that. I got to work too. I got to work. I got family. I got life. I got situations. I got things happening. I don't have all the time in the world to do research. And I'm not a biblical historian. I don't have a degree in history, Bible history, biblical history. So really and truly, to do the kind of research that I need to do will require all my time. Just like it requires all my time to get a degree. It requires all my time to make sure I get up on time to go to work, get to work, get home, back home. I mean, it takes time to do anything that you do in life. And when you do that hardcore research that I'm asking you to do, you may not have the time to do it. But history has never been written with truth. It's always been biased. It is always biased towards the victors or the victims. One man's conquest is another man's destruction. When one team wins, the other team loses. There's always a loser and there's always a winner. Except for Vietnam, that was probably a draw. Actually, they said that Vietnam won the war. America won a lot of battles. But, whatever. This is not really a shiz I-log, and it's not a shiz V-log either, even though I may include this in this week's V-log. But to everyone, happy holidays, happy Thanksgiving, and it's a wonderful 2012. The year's not over yet, but we only got 1 month to go. And we got a few more days before we find out it's the end of the world. If we're all still here in 2013, I wish everybody a happy year as well. Happy holidays, everybody. And thanks for being a fan of Shiz. You probably can't see me. I do apologize about that. But I just want to wish everybody happy holidays, happy Thanksgiving. I hope everybody had a wonderful 4 days, whether you're working or not. There are some people working, and there are some people who are not. I'm one of the fortunate ones who is not working these 4 days. I haven't had 4-day weekend on Thanksgiving in years. So I'm thankful for that. But I hope everybody have a wonderful, happy Thanksgiving. Be safe out there. Don't drink and drive. And thank you for being a fan of Shiz. Just go to shiz.us and become a member. Outside of that, happy Thanksgiving. Happy holidays. If you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, that's okay too. Peace.
Shiz.
Yo, yo, yo. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yo, yo, yo. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's only Friday morning. That's right. And I'm chilling. and it's not boring, and I better quit before it's too late. Better sit and eat a cake. Whatever. All right. Peace. Hey, how's everybody doing today? Man, it's Black Friday. A lot of fools, I say it very loudly, fools are at the shopping malls or stores, Best Buy, JCPenney, whatever they go to, Toys R Us, buying up a whole bunch of junk because everything's on sale. I'm not doing that today. Why? Because it's not my thing. My Black Friday is, it's Friday and I'm black. That's what. That's what's up. Black Friday. Yeah. Black SUV right there. Sponsor. Okay. It's looking kind of dreadful out right now. Forecast is rain. I hope it doesn't start while I'm out here. You know, if I had to say if I missed anything about a car, it's not the walking around that bugs me. I can walk all day. What bugs me is if it rains, and especially if there's a thunderstorm. I don't want to be out in a thunderstorm. A lot of people exercising and stuff. What up? Black Friday! Da-da-da-da. That should be like a song. Black Friday! Da-da-da-da. Boom. Oh, yeah, this is sort of the graphic for the show. Under the freeway shot. Quite interesting. Kind of looks infinite, really. You know, I want to grab a picture real quick.
Shiz.
Alright, it's very windy, so I do apologize ahead of time for the wind noise. But that's one of the shots that I grabbed. Nice shot, huh? And it's infinite shot here. Looks pretty nice. I'm under the 138 or 183. The 183 highway here in Austin, Texas. Pretty interesting. They got this big gap in the middle. There's the north direction, that's the south. Yeah, everybody's out today shopping. A lot of cars. A lot more cars than usual. It's like almost like rush hour started like now. Oh, I did some research. I found the article that I mentioned about a few days ago that I want to get a little camera piece that attaches to your collar, and it records every few seconds of your life. Well, it's not 2 times per second. It's not 2 frames a second. It's 2 frames a minute. So every 30 seconds it's capturing a picture of your life. And what the thing does, it also records GPS coordinates, which I think is really awesome, because then every moment of your life, and it's called Memento, every moment of your life is captured from the front, like from your collar, and no matter what you're doing. And it turns off automatically. In fact, it never really turns off, but it stops taking pictures when you put it in your pocket or if you sit it down like on a desk. But I think what would be fun is like if you go to Disneyland or a theme park and you wear it all day from the minute you wake up after taking a shower, putting on clothes, of course, going to the park, and you have it on with you all day, then you can see your whole entire day of you riding the rides, enjoying the festivities. I mean, just having fun. And I think that little camera is just going to capture that whole entire moment. Now, one thing that's great is once you plug it in to your phone, I guess you get an Android app or iPhone app. They don't have it for Windows Phone yet. I'm sure that'll be available once Windows Phone catches on a little bit more. And it will. I have good faith in it. But once you plug it into that, what it will do is it will upload all those pictures. In one day, I think they said it will capture 4,000 pictures. That's a lot. And 4,000 pictures, if you do a straight 24-hour recording, it That's a lot of pictures. It really is. The more I think about it, that's a lot of pictures. And so what it will do is it will categorize based on location. So let's say, for instance, if I want to capture a moment where I was at this restaurant and all my friends were there, I can tell it to capture the moment from this particular coordinate based on what I put up on Google Maps or Bing Maps, whatever mapping system they use. It's smart enough to know that you were at this location for a certain amount of time, and it will compile those pictures together. Then I can take those pictures and upload it to Facebook. Or I can grab all the pictures. Every one of your pictures are backed up on the Memoto server, and so you don't have to worry about losing all your pictures. The camera has a limit of storing 2 days worth of photos. So you definitely want to back it up once a day at least. My thing is I got a Flickr account. It's unlimited. I can upload all my pictures to Flickr. I'm not worried about storage or having 5,000 pictures per day because I'm not going to be recording every single moment of my life because I can't do it at work. And of course, I'm not going to do it when I'm just relaxing at home. So I decided that if not tonight, tomorrow night, I'm going to cut all this off. I'm going to cut it off. In one of the vlogs, you saw me that I just woke up one day and just had it off. And I decided it's about time to do it again. It's time. It's time to get that done. All right. So it's Saturday night or Saturday afternoon. Okay, you start that over again. It is now Saturday night, and I'm going to get some food at Jim's restaurant. I hate hair right here. This is why I like to go bald sometimes. See that right here? This happened when I was in Iraq, wearing a helmet all the time, the Kevlar. I tend to go bald, and this hasn't improved since. So that's why I like to cut it off. Not like George Jefferson. Ooh, look at all that gray hair. Gotta take care of that unibrow. Dun, 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 boom, 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 dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. All right. Okay. I think I pretty much got a lot of it, but so the problem is I don't have a rear view mirror, so I got to ask my wife. I'll be back. All right, I'm done. Let me go ahead and turn this off. Whee! All right. Let me go ahead and take the clip off. All right. like that? Oh, you can. There you go. Hey. Hi. Hi. All right. Peace.
Don't forget to like this video.
Shiz.
So this, it's just a scared the shit out of me. Woo! All right. All right, back to my conversation before I got scared the shit out of me by that car alarm. Well, I'm almost at my door here, so like my video, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Tumblr, all that. Make sure you subscribe to the channel on YouTube. And I think that's about it. Oh, go to shiz.us, become a member. Thank you for watching this video. You have a great week. Peace.
Shiz.